open the sports page with the Orlando Sentinel and FM 96.9 The Game's Mike the Bulldog Bianchi.
On JRR.
Bulldogs sports page brought to you by Thank a Teacher, going on for the next few weeks at WJR.com/teachers. You can nominate a public school teacher as the new fall term approaches. Teachers going to be heading back, stocking their classrooms. A lot of these teachers pay out of their own pocket, Taco.
Not the teacher that wins this. Public school teacher that wins this gets $5,000 in supplies to stock the class.
Again, WJR.com/teachers to nominate a teacher you believe goes above and beyond. And somebody will be awarded that to help get things underway with the new term coming up. Bulldog, good morning, sir.
I want to thank my 7th grade language arts teacher, Marge Eland. She's the one who got me interested in writing. And without Marge Eland, I would not be the great sports writer and sports radio host I am today. Thank you, Marge Eland.
I want to thank
who also used to buy supplies for her class.
There you go. I want to thank Miss Sprinkle, who was my kindergarten teacher and went on to be up in the hierarchs in Orange County schools. How about that?
Yeah.
I'd like to thank Miss Chakin for everything.
That was his hot teacher.
High school years there. Yeah. I don't know that I learned much, but I sure did.
Yeah, you did.
Let my mind run wild.
Wow. All right. Transitioning to sports, a scary incident happened with your favorite football team, the Miami Dolphins, yesterday. An offensive lineman, Byron Matos, suffered an undisclosed injury at the end of yesterday's opening of training camp, was flown to by helicopter to a hospital. The injury happened in the final minute of that day one training camp practice. Matos is a second-year offensive tackle. Again, airlifted. He's said to be in stable condition. The team did not release any, reports on what the injury was or what happened to him. Hopefully he's okay. This is just another example of why you will never hear me criticize NFL players who hold out for more money. I mean, you never hear about baseball or basketball players getting airlifted to a local hospital. NFL players, more than any other athletes, literally put their necks, not to mention their shoulders, their knees, and their brains on the line for our entertainment.
And that's why we hate the preseason, even though it gets you warmed up for football. These injuries that Pat talked about on Monday.
Bulldog, is there any thought that the injury or whatever happened could have been heat related? They said they worked on the guy for 10 minutes on the field, then they called in the airlift. So again, with them not giving any kind of details, you just, I hate to speculate, but you just wonder, because you hear about a lot of these heat related injuries, especially with these football teams at all levels, getting back to it this time of year.
Yeah, especially offensive linemen that are, way over 300 pounds and, in triple digit heat. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure he probably did have something to do with it. You speculated yesterday, Lynch, if Messi would play in the MLS All-Star game last night. He did not.
And it didn't matter. They still beat the team from Mexico.
Yeah, they still beat Liga MX from Mexico 3-1, but Messi missed last year's MLS All-Star game as well. He had an injury last year. This year there was no injury designation at all. In fact, him and his Inter Miami teammate, Jordi Alba, could face possible league suspensions for just choosing to miss the All-Star game. If you ask me, and I know Messi has been great for MLS because he's put a lot of eyeballs on it, but to me, this is an insult to MLS fans who bought tickets. It's an insult to the television partner. It's an insult to the entire league that the guy just chose not to play. The biggest star in the league doesn't play in the All-Star game. What is that? That's essentially telling fans, F you.
Yeah, it's weak.
What's the reality of said proposed possible suspension? Right?
Well, since the league's paid him like $150 million to be in the league, I doubt they're going to suspend him. ACC Media Days going on up in Charlotte. Florida State made their appearance yesterday. Mike Norvell. If you haven't seen Mike Norvell's press conference from ACC Media Days, he's like screaming at the podium. He's so animated up there. Talks about how excited he is about this season and blah 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 blah. The Seminoles were 2-10 last year, so I guess Norvell's trying to make the fan base think, hey, we're pumped up. We're going to be back this year. I wonder if they will be, though. It's going to be interesting to see. But Florida State made their appearance yesterday. What's your prediction? Did I
saying you better turn this around or else, and
right.
And they're making the claims that they got all this new personnel in there and whatever. I'm going to say these fans are expecting at least 8 wins.
I thought you were going to say 7. Okay, I'm going 7. What about you, Doug?
To make the fans happy, I'm with Lynch. I think they need to win 8 or 9 to make the fans happy. To me, if they could win 7 games after going 2-10. That'd be pretty good.
That's what I was going with, just to be better than last season and somewhat improved to where the fans would be okay with it. Not ecstatic, though.
No.
7 wins.
By the way, back to the NFL, Tua held his first training camp press conference yesterday. He was asked about Tyreek Hill and Tyreek Hill rebuilding his relationship with his teammates. Tua put it all out on the line. His quote was, "It's still a work in progress, not just for me, but for everybody. When you see something like what happened last year, you don't just come back from that with, hey, my bad. You got to work that relationship. You got to build everything up again." He's talking about Tyreek Hill at the end of last year when he refused to go back into the game, and then he, demanded a trade after in the locker room after the game. So Tua is putting it all out there. Hey, this guy's not just going to come back into training camp and say, hey, let's get going, boys. No. Tyreek Hill's going to have to show his teammates something. I wonder if he will.
If he's smart, and I'm not sure he is, he would just keep his mouth shut and let his actions speak the loudest and make positive actions on the field and off the field and, let it speak for itself.
And amen to Tua speaking it out, or, calling it out like that. Good job, dude.
Absolutely. All
right. He is Mike the Bulldog Bianchi, host of Open Mic on AM 740 and FM 96.9 The Game weekday mornings, and he takes a time out from his show on Open Mic to join us and, fill us in on the sports page here on JRR each morning.
By the way, happy birthday to Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo.
Lynch and Taco. On demand. Download the iHeartRadio app.